welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the new Apple books, the photo books by Mimeo. To be honest, I have no idea how to pronounce this name. It could be Mimeo, it could be Mimeo, it could be Mimeo. I don't know what it is. I haven't heard anyone pronounce it before, so excuse me if I did say something really silly. As you know by now, Apple is gone and the Apple photo books are no longer available from the Photos or iPhoto app. So you need to download a third-party extension to create books and to print out your photos from the app. Now, I'm going to talk to you more about the other extensions in a different video, but today I want to show you the one book which is the exact substitute for the Apple books. So if you were a fan of Apple before and you want to keep creating the exact same books in the exact same quality and for the same price, then I have great news for you, because these books are the exact same as Apple and it's the exact same company who used to provide Apple with the books, so nothing has changed, just the logo on the front and on the back. The only difference besides the actual logo on the book is the editor. So basically now you have to download an extension which is called Mimeo and integrate it into Photos, which is very easy, it's completely free, and it has almost the exact same themes that you are used to from Apple, and obviously a few other ones. I think they have 50 different themes at the moment, but they can be customized in so many other ways. As I said in my previous review about Apple, the themes looked really great, but there was no way to change the size of the photo boxes, change the text or move around things. It was very static and very rigid. It looked great, but they didn't want to allow you to interfere with their themes. Now with the Mimeo editor, this is all fixed, so you can basically change anything. You can move around the pictures, you can add more text, you can change the backgrounds, and so on and so on. So you've got the great themes that you are used to from Apple, but you also have the added benefit of being able to change the themes and layouts and more customization options inside the editor. So once you're done with the book, you order it the usual way that you did it before. And there's also another great benefit of the Mimeo extension. If you had books from Apple created in Photos or iPhoto before and you want to create a reprint, so you want to give the same book to somebody else, like I've got this book here, and if I wanted to print another one, this book was created in the Apple editor, and what you can do is you can save it as a PDF and upload it into the Mimeo Apple conversion interface, whatever it's called. And because the book is the exact same, you can reprint all your Apple creations in the Mimeo interface, so nothing is getting lost. So that's about the editor and the concept of the company. So there are many substitutes coming up for Apple books, and there are lots of new extensions coming up every single day for the Photos app, but the one official substitute is Mimeo, because it's the same company who used to provide the books for Apple. I'm going to go into my up-close shots now and show you the attributes that I was talking about, the cover binding, print quality, etc., and some side-by-side comparisons with the old Apple book. And then I talk to you about the price, delivery, and the pros and cons of the book, so stay with me. Right, so let's do the unboxing. This is what it came in, DHL. Let me open it. Nice and tightly packed. And we've got an outer sleeve as well. And there we go. So as you can see, it comes with the same sleeve as the Apple book used to come. So it's a nice, smooth, white sleeve. You can see the title of the book there. And this used to be the Apple one. So the same story once again. Let me take it out. There we go. So there's just an empty sleeve. It comes free with all of the books. The book comes in the exact same sizes as the old Apple book used to come. It comes in 2 square sizes and 3 landscape sizes. The 2 square sizes are 8 by 8 and 10 by 10 inches, and the landscape sizes are 8 by 6, 11 by 8.5 medium, and 13 by 10 inches large. So these are the 5 sizes. It's a fair amount of selection. You can have a small, medium and large. It's not the biggest selection, and you don't have any portrait books, but they wanted to keep the range as Apple used to have it. So this one here is the 8x8 book, and let's move on to the cover. The book comes with only one cover, just like the old Apple book used to come with. It's a matte image wrap hardcover with a dust jacket on top. So that's the dust jacket. It has the exact same image as you've got on the book. Spine text, and there's nothing on the back. And if you take it off, then it's again the same on the book, and there's nothing on the back, so there's no company logo or barcode. The barcode you'll see is actually inside the dust jacket, and that's where the code is. And this was the same with the Apple book too, so it came with the dust jacket, nothing on the back, and when you took it off you had the same barcode in the middle, so you can see that it's really the same company making both books. Let me show you the cover. So it's a matte finish hardcover. You can have any design you want on the cover. I chose this small montage here with a title. You have a spine text as well, and you can customize the back as well. Now let's move on to the binding. The book starts with an empty grey double spread, and it ends with the same on the back of the book, but you've got the Mimeo logo there in a kind of silvery reflective logo. And again, this used to be the same in the Apple book, which started with an empty double spread, a grey spread, and on the back you had the tiny little Apple logo, which now is the Mimeo logo, so that's the only difference. The binding is the exact same. It's a perfect bound book, which means that it doesn't open completely flat. The only thing that I noticed is that probably there are two staples holding the book together, so it's not so closely bound as most perfect bound books. And when I open it properly, you can actually see a little bit of white inside, which I think is because there's no staple in the middle, just on the top and in the bottom. It's not the end of the world, but it would be nicer to completely conceal that. And that's how the book pages. So obviously you need to keep it open with your hand, but it's just a perfect bound book. It's again the exact same as the Apple book used to be. Again, just bear in mind that with some of these templates, if you use a double page spread or a picture box which spans on 2 pages, then there's a little bit going to get lost in the middle because of the type of the binding, so it's not going to be a continuous image. As you can see here, there's just a little bit missing where the pages were bound together at the spine. Now let me talk a little bit about the paper type. So there is only one paper option, the same that you had with the Apple books. It's not specified on the website, but to my eyes and to my hands, it feels like a 148, 170 GSM silk paper. So it's just your usual photo book paper in the commercial books. It's not lustrous and it's not high gloss. It has a very subtle sheen, as you can see. It's very smooth to the touch, and it's brilliant white. So if you're looking for a good white paper for snowy pictures and things like that, then it's going to be great for that. Give you an up close of the texture of the paper. And yeah, that's the only one option. So silk 150, 160 GSM. Again, it's not confirmed, but that's what it feels to me. It's quite a nice, decent thickness. And now let me say a few words about the printing process as well. These books were all printed using a digital printing method. The printers are not specified on the website, but if you look at the pictures, you can obviously see a dot structure, which is always there when you have digital printers. What I noticed with the Apple books 2 years ago or a year ago when I reviewed them was that the pictures were a little bit on the colder side, not on the warmer side. So everything seemed like has a little bit more bluish than yellowish in it, which is not necessarily a problem. I mean, with this book, I actually like that because I have lots of white beach photos and blue skies, and the colder color balance actually improves that look. But if you have something warmish, like a tropical beach with palm trees and things like that, then it might come out a little bit colder than what you're expecting or what you see on your screen. And now I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough in the editor, because that's the one thing that has changed It's a new interface. It's still integrated in the Photos app, but it looks slightly different and it has far more customizability than the Apple editor used to have. So let's have a look at that. Right, so here am I in the Photos app, and these are the pictures that I want to include in my new photo book project. So I select all of them and right click, create, and underneath here the book used to be the old Apple editor and it's going to be the Mimeo photos. So once you click on that, you select photo books, then here you've got the sizes and create. So that's how the editor shows up. Here's the cover, in the bottom you've got the pages in the organizer, here you've got the photos, text, the layout and the background. Here in the top you can change the product, so you can change the book to a different type, and you can also change the theme, and there are so many to choose from. Some of them are the same as in the Apple editor, some of them are different. So as you can see, loads and loads and loads of themes. And if I go onto this page here and I click on that image, you can see that I've got layout options here for the spread and also for the page alone. Here are some of the layout for 4 pictures. Let's see, with text. They show up a bit differently than in the Apple editor, but it's still kind of the same. And then lots of backgrounds to choose from, different colors, and you can also have a picture as background. That's basically how it works, and then once you're finished, you can have a preview information about the book, and then you can just go to buy, add to cart. Okay, so the price of the books has not changed. It still is the same cost. This 8x8 hardcover book was $25. And that was the exact same price for the Apple books as well. And I think $25 for a hardcover book is a really good price. Delivery was very quick. It came from the States by DHL, and it was very nicely, tightly packed, as you could see, and it had an outer sleeve as well. Again, the exact same as I had with the Apple book before. And what are the pros and cons of the book? I'm going to talk about this book as a substitute and as a photo book of its own as well. So the pros of the book are obviously that it's the only official substitute for Apple. So for all of you Apple fans, this is going to be what carries you on. Obviously, you're not going to have the Apple logo anymore, but it's the exact same book, the same quality, same price, and the same editor. The Mimeo has a very good editor, lots of very creative themes, very easy to create, lots of customizability, which is an enhancement from the previous Apple books. The binding is really nice. It has a nice fabric touch on the top. It looks elegant. I love the empty double spread, the dark grey flyleaf on the front and on the back as well. Another great thing about Mimeo is that they allow you to reprint the old Apple projects from Photos and iPhotos without having any headache in the same sizes as you used to have. So if you need a reprint or a duplicate of your previous books, you can do that as well. I also love the sleeve that comes with these books. That was one of my favorite things about the Apple book as well. It just looks very neat. I loved everything about Apple, but no, I have my my moans and groans about it, but I do love the company because it looks minimalistic and neat and tight, and Mimeo is continuing with the same look. So you've got a nice sleeve with a logo on top that you can slide your book into, and you can still see the title on the spine. The cover is nice. The dust jacket, it's a matte cover, which I know many of you will like, and I think the price is quite reasonable too. A few things to watch out for or to think about before you buy any of these books. As I said, there are very few options to choose from. It's a take it as it is kind of book. So one cover option, there is a soft cover, so I don't want to lie, there is a soft cover, but it's not really something that you can choose. It comes with the smallest size, but you haven't got leather, linen, a glossy hardcover, and you know, all these other different materials that you can have with different photo book companies. So it's one hardcover with a dust jacket cover, and also there is no other paper option. And the paper is nice. It's an average mid-range photo book paper. It's again not specified on the website, but it looks like 150, 170 GSM, fairly thick, silky surface, so quite smooth with a very subtle sheen, but would be nice to have a high gloss or a lustrous finish, especially because more and more commercial books are coming up with lustrous finish as an upgrade. It doesn't come in a huge selection of sizes, but again, I think that's because they wanted to stay loyal to the Apple fans. So I'm not sure if they're going to introduce more sizes now, that it doesn't need to be exactly as Apple used to be. But it's only 2 square sizes and 3 landscape sizes and no portrait sizes at the moment. The editor only works with High Sierra and above, so if you are on Sierra or a different operating system, you have to upgrade, otherwise you will not be able to download the extension into the Photos app. And lastly, it's a digital print. It's a good print, but it was slightly on the colder side as with the Apple books before. So if you have pictures which are really warm from indoors or a tropical beach, just maybe make them a little bit warmer when you edit your photos, add a bit more yellow or orange, and then it's going to look more like what you're expecting. With this book, because it had mostly white sand beaches and blue skies, it was perfect. But with my other book, which was from Costa Rica, I noticed that it was a little bit on the colder side. It was a very subtle change, but it was noticeable to me. Again, no digital photo book is going to be completely color accurate because it's a CMYK print and your screen is RGB, so you're never going to see the exact same colors, but the spectrum can go either way, either warm or cold, and this one is definitely more on the colder side. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments box under the video, and if you want to see more of my travel photography, follow me on Instagram, Guy Around the World. Thank you for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.